Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Herrick with I Can Figure This Out. Welcome to the live stream. It's been a while since I've posted anything, so I thought I would treat you guys with an update. Now, I've been saving up a bunch of figures to review for you guys, so keep your eyes out for this next season of Action Figure This Out, because we're going to have a lot of figures to unbox and review for you guys. Today, we're going to be taking a quick look at some Spawn figures that I've picked up. So I've been waiting to open these figures for a while. I've been looking forward to opening these figures. So, let's just dive right in. So first one we're going to be taking a look at is Medieval Spawn. Now this figure looks pretty badass, okay? Spikes and all armor, really cool. I'm really happy I got my hands on this one, okay? And the next figure we're going to be taking a look at is Ninja Spawn. Now I picked this guy up at GameStop. He was pretty cheap, and I've been looking for the gold label version, but I'm pretty happy with this. This is a pretty cool version, all right? And then next, we're going to be taking a look at Nightmare Spawn, okay? This guy's pretty cool. Now, he kind of reminds me of the King Spawn that they're going to be releasing soon, because he's got the same kind of spikes on his head. But, yeah, this one's a pretty cool figure as well. The only thing that's missing is the kind of red cape and then another gauntlet on his left hand. All right. Next, we're going to be taking a look at She-Spawn. All right, this figure is pretty sweet. She comes with tons of accessories, an extra hand, and yeah, just like a bunch of guns and melee weapons, sword and spear. It's pretty cool. All right. Now, I can't wait to open this figure up so that I can put these weapons with my other spawns. And last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at this big mega fig of Omega Spawn. All right, this guy also looks pretty badass. All right, I like how his torso has the standard McFarlane. He has a diaphragm cut and a waist cut. So with these mega figs, I've noticed that they usually have their torso as one single piece, but this one has that extra bit of articulation, which I really love. So, all right, we're gonna dive right in. This guy back. So first, okay, we're gonna be opening up Medieval Spawn. All right, so here we have Medieval Spawn. All right, now I love this figure. Okay, the armor. Okay, his pauldrons. I love how there's a skull there. It's textured. It looks super detailed. Same with this pauldron over here. Okay, it's just super detailed. There's some kind of pattern on it, which makes it look that much not much cooler. These spikes are kind of soft plastic. All his entire armor, all of his armor is all soft plastic. His knees over here, okay. Same with his spiky boot. Okay. I love the look of this figure. Okay. This figure looks so cool, and I've been waiting to open it for a while, and I'm so glad I got the chance to now. Okay. He comes with a few accessories, but we're going to take a look at that in a bit. Okay. His belt here looks so cool. This skull and these chains. Now, these chains are also a soft rubber, so you can bend them around like this. Okay. His entire set of armor just looks so cool. Okay. He has a skull on his knee pad, and same with this one too. All right. Overall, I give this figure a 9 out of 10. Okay, and just because he looks so cool. All right, that's the only word that I can describe this figure as. Just badass and cool. Okay, the Spawn logo on his chest is also textured. Okay, as you can see here, there's just a little pattern going on the red, same with the black. This figure just, oh man, McFarlane blew it out of the water with this one. All right, his accessories he comes with a war hammer over here. Okay, and this is also really detailed. There's a pattern on the edge of the hammer, as you can see. It's a really cool accessory. All right, and then he also comes with a sword. Okay. The sword has some sort of runes on some writing on the blade here. Okay, so this figure looks pretty amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the sword in his hand. Okay. And then the war hammer in his other hand. See how he looks. There we go. Look at that. So cool, man. Yeah, sorry guys, I got a pinched nerve in my hand, so moving things around is a little difficult. But overall, this figure is an amazing addition to my Spawn shelf. So I'm just gonna put him on the side here and get him to stand up. Okay. Oh, the sculpting on this figure is just amazing. Like every piece of his armor is detailed. There's pattern everywhere. Okay. Again, like I said, this figure, I'd say a 9 out of 10. It's one of the coolest Spawn figures that McFarlane's released to this date. All right, his cape is, as you could tell from the difficulty that I had getting it out of the plastic, it's pretty thick. You know, it's thick, it's still pliable, but yeah, just due to the shape, it was really hard to get out of the package, but it looks cool. All right, as you can see, there is a pattern throughout the cape as well. All right, so there is no piece of this figure that isn't sculpted. Okay, if you look at the back too, there's some patterns all on the red and black part. There's a little skull on the back as well, the back of the belt. Man, this figure is absolutely amazing. Okay. Now, as you can see, it kind of looks like my leg here is not straight. It looks like it's bent a bit. Okay. I don't know if other figures are like this, but this doesn't look right. It's kind of bent at the knee like this. I don't know what's going on. I might try and put that in some hot water. See if I can straighten it out. All right. But he seems to have not too difficult time standing. All right. His gauntlets are the spikes are all over his armor, which makes him look pretty sweet, like real cool. All right. So, yeah. Overall, great figure to have. Super happy to have it. It's going to go well on my Spawn shelf. It's going to look really cool. All right. So, all right. Next, let's dive into Ninja Spawn. All right. Now, initially, I held off on picking up Ninja Spawn. Like, when it came out, it wasn't a figure that I went out of my way to buy. But after a bit, the design has really grown on me. And it's a figure that I've been kind of looking forward to opening up as well. You know? All right. So we have Ninja Spawn here out of the package, and he looks really sleek. I like his simple design. Just has the face coverings. He has his shoulder pads, and then he has his gauntlets, and just kind of like the regular Spawn kind of motif. You got the skull on his belt, and yeah, spikes everywhere. Okay, let's gonna take these weapons out. All right, so Ninja Spawn. All right. Well, first, let's dive into the articulation for Medieval Spawn first, because I think I skipped over that. All right. Okay, so for his head, okay, he has a ball joint, which gives him the ability to look 360 side to side. He can tilt up this far. He can tilt down this far, which is quite a bit. And then he has a little bit of tilt. Okay. For his shoulders, he has a hinge with a McFarlane butterfly joint, if you want to call it, or a rounded cap. So that gives you the ability to rotate around like this. Okay. Go forward, back, up, down. Just a little extra movement. He can go up, move his arm up like this. He can move down. He can go 360 around. Okay. He has a hinge in his shoulder, which gives him the ability to go a little bit more than 45 degrees. Okay. He has a bicep cut, a double jointed elbow, which gives you the ability to go up this far, a little more than 90. All right. He has a diaphragm cut, okay, with a ball joint, okay. Give him the ability to rotate around like this. He can go forward this much. He can go back this much. and he can go side to side. Okay, he has a cut at his waist as well. Another ball joint, which gives you the ability to go side to side 360. He can lean forward this much. He can lean back this much with both of his joints. Okay, and he can go side to side. So that's quite a bit of movement for a bulky figure like this. Okay, in his hips, he has the McFarlane ratchet hip joint, which you can only get around 45 degrees due to his skirt piece over here, okay? He can kick forward this much. Again, he's getting hindered by that skirt piece. He can go back this much, and he has no rotation. So he has a double jointed knee, which gives you the ability to kick all the way back up this far, which is a decent amount. All right. And he has a ball joint in his ankle, which gives you the ability to kick back this far, which is decent. He can kick up this much, and there's not too much rocking. So that's pretty good articulation for a bulky figure like this. All right. Real happy to have this guy in my collection. Real badass Spawn. So that's Medieval Spawn for you. All right, Ninja Spawn. So, like I said, it's a cool design. He has spikes everywhere. Okay, so his shoulder piece over here looks pretty cool. It's just painted in a simple brown color, but it's got all these straps molded in. Okay, his headpiece, the cloth piece, looks really cool. You can see the Spawn eyes underneath the white. Okay, but most of his face is covered up. All right, his Spawn logo on his chest looks like the classic Spawn logo. Okay, just the M over here. He's got the skull on his belt, and then he's got this kind of skirt kind of piece. Okay, now it's same thing on his back too, just not as long. As you can see, he has this thing, this one of the straps from his mask, just dangling free. It's made of some really soft rubber, so you can move it around however which way you want. It's going to get a little bit in the way because he has this thing on his back for his swords. So let's go ahead and try and put them in. Okay, so that goes like that. And then this goes like this, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I'm guessing that it goes like this. So that way you have it like that, and it just looks like there's two swords on his back when you're looking at him from the front. So that's cool. All right. So overall, this figure's cool. Okay. See, as you can see on the back of his leg pieces, there's straps as well, and then a bit of the cloth from his mask. All right. He also has this leg strap. Okay, that kind of matches the classic Spawn. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm really satisfied with this figure. Okay, you can see he's got a couple throwing stars on the strap over here. Okay, this figure's cool. All right, so let's dive into the articulation. Now that we've taken a closer look at this guy, so in his head, he has got a ball joint, which gives you the ability to look up this far. You can look down this far. And unlike Medieval Spawn, this figure has movement at the base of the neck rather than the base of the skull. So you're not going to get too much movement, but it still works. You know, we've seen McFarlane put out Batman figures with the same articulation, with the neck and the head is all in one piece. Okay. The Hush Batman is that. Same with the Three Jokers Batman. So, you know, it's nothing new. I personally am not too big of a fan of it because it hinders articulation, but I see where he's coming from because it adds, you don't get a break in the sculpt, you know. So again, you can look side to side, 360, up this much, down this much, and leaning over to the side is not too much. For his shoulders, he has a hinge with a butterfly joint, a McFarlane butterfly joint or a rounded cap, which gives you the ability to rotate around this much. Okay. He can bring his arm 90 degrees. All right. He can go forward, back, 360. He's only going to get hindered by the shoulder pad. Okay. He has a bicep cut, an upper bicep cut, which gives you the ability to go 360. He has a double jointed pinned elbow, which gives you the ability to go back this far. And then he has a ball joint in his wrist, which gives you the ability to, which way does the hinge go? This way. You can go up this much, back this much, and he can rotate 360. All right. He has got a diaphragm cut, okay, with a ball joint, which gives you the ability to rotate around like this. You can go forward this much, back this much, side to side. Okay, he also has a cut at his waist, which does the same thing. You can rotate 360 degrees. Okay, you can lean forward this much, you can lean back this much, and you can lean side to side, which is a pretty good amount. Okay, for his hips, he has the McFarlane ratchet joints, which gives you the ability to do the splits 90 degrees. Okay, he can kick forward this much. He can kick back this much, and he has no rotation. He has a double jointed pinned knee, which gives you the ability to kick back this far, which is a decent amount. All right. He has a ball joint in his ankle, okay, which gives you the ability to rotate 360. He can go forward this much, he can go back this much, and depending on how you have that ball joint, you could actually have his ankle go side to side as a rocker. But it all depends on which way you have the ball joint facing. He also has toe articulation, which is great. Overall, pretty great figure. I would give it maybe like an 8 out of 10. You know, it's not as good as the medieval Spawn, but it is still pretty badass. It's going to be a really cool addition to my Spawn army, for sure. All right, so let's try and get this guy standing, get his weapons on him, and then we'll move on to the next figure. What the hell? All right. So, let me take a quick break. Okay. Boo. All right. So we're back with live unboxing of our Spawn-A-Thon. All right. Welcome back. It's good to have you. On to the next one. So we are going to be opening up some Nightmare Spawn for you. Okay. We've taken a look at Medieval and Ninja Spawn, who just fell. So now we're going to dive into Nightmare Spawn. Now I kind of wish that he looked like he did on the back of the package. Look at this. This looks freaking cool. All right. His gauntlets are just decked out with spikes, and he has his black cloak. All right. Kind of around his neck. Now this figure, as you can see, doesn't have the second gauntlet, nor does he have the cloak. So we're going to have to figure out something with that. But let's get this guy open. All right. Here we are. All right. So let's pull that Spawn out. Okay, so this figure doesn't come with any accessories. No accessories at all. Okay. It just is the figure as is. Now, overall, I'd say this figure looks pretty cool. Okay, he's pretty menacing. And I like the texture, the details of his kind of organic, bony, fleshy parts. As you can see, the entire figure is just detailed and is sculpted really well. Okay, he has that organic kind of corpse, dead body look to him. Okay, he's bony but spikes everywhere, which looks pretty cool. Okay, this figure, I'd say a 7 out of 10. All right, he's lacking the other gauntlet, and he's missing the red cloak around his neck. Okay, his wings are cool though. Okay, they can articulate back like this. All right, they can go up and down. All right, but I don't know if you're going to want to move them too much. Okay, these wings look pretty cool. I like how the bottoms here, it's kind of inconsistent pattern. Like it's just kind of worn away, the flesh in between the wings, which is really cool. He has this kind of rotting, kind of corpse-like look to him. So, and I like the Spawn logo on him. It's not like the other ones where it's a thick line. It's just a nice little thin line that goes down to his crotch here. Okay, and unlike the other Spawns, he is missing a skull. But, okay, this is the way the figure is supposed to look, as you can see. It kind of resembles him. Okay. This gauntlet here is pretty cool, as you can see. It's not like it is in the picture with white spikes. It has all these little red spikes on it. Okay, so let's dive in and take a look at the articulation. Also, I like his kind of Spawn mask, the white around his eyes. You know, it's reminiscent of the classic Spawn, definitely. But let's take a look at the articulation. So, in his head, he has a dumbbell joint, which gives him the ability to look back this far. He can look down this much. Okay, he can look side to side, no problem. And he has a pretty good amount of tilt. Okay, in his shoulders, he doesn't have the butterfly joint. It's just a hinge. Okay, this would be one of the rare few figures that don't have a butterfly joint, but he can still get a little bit of movement going forward, back, up, and down. So it's the same thing as the other figures. He just doesn't have the rounded cap in his shoulder. But he has a hinge in his shoulder, which gives him the ability to go almost 90 degrees. He can go forward, he can go back, only getting hindered by that wing over here. Okay, he has a bicep cut, which gives you the ability to go 360. He has a double jointed hand elbow, which gives him the ability to go back this far, a little over 90 degrees. And he has the same, it's like a sculpted ball joint in his wrist, which gives him the ability to go forward this much. And he can go back this far and rotate 360. He has a diaphragm cut, as you can see here, which gives him the ability to go forward this far, back even further, okay? And he can lean side to side, and he can rotate 360. At his waist, he has the same thing, a ball joint, which gives you the ability to go forward this much, back this much, side to side, and he can rotate 360. For his hips, he has the McFarlane ratchet hips, okay? As you can hear the clicks, they can go a decent amount, around 45 degrees, okay? He can go forward this much, which is not much at all. He can go back this much, okay? And he has no rotation. He has a double jointed pin knee, which gives you the ability to kick back all the way back this far, all right? And he has a sculpted ball joint in his ankle, which gives you the ability to go back this far. He can go up this much, and he can rotate. And he has toe articulation. It's just really stiff. So with that, you can go up this far, which is a ridiculous amount. Okay. For his wings, okay, like I said, they can go up and down like this, and it can hinge back. So overall, it's a decent amount of articulation for a figure like this. Okay. This figure looks really cool. Again, I like the sculpted detail all over his body. It's kind of like a ghastly corpse-ish look, which is cool. All right. So that's Nightmare Spawn. Let's get him standing up with the rest of the crew and move on to the next figure. Next in line, we have Spawn. Okay, so just sorry. All right. So overall, the box is pretty decent. Okay, Spawn on the side. You can see Spawn on the back, decked out with all her weapons. And then here's a picture of her from the comics. All right. You can see the figure through the window along with all the accessories, which is really nice. She comes with a big gun here, a little machine gun, a sword, another machine gun with a chain, and then she has kind of the spear-like thing with an extra hand. All right. So let's dive in and take a look at this figure out of the packaging. Oh, I love ties. Let's do this. Hello, alien. Let's do my faster. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I can't get over here. Oh, no. Oh, really. Ah. No, and we got two over here. Bear with me. Yeah, I said the hand is right, so it is a little more difficult than usual. Alright, dude. That's beautiful. Okay. So we have spear-like thing. This is something else. Look at that, man. Just a bunch of guns strapped together. That's cool. With a real chain as well. Okay, this is amazing. We have this machine gun. Okay. Now, I don't know what the point is of strapping two clips together, because it still doesn't extend your magazine, but, you know, it sure looks cool, you know? Then we have this deadly sniper. Look at this thing. Okay, look at that. So cool, man. Little sword here. And then there's Spawn. I'm gonna take the extra hand that she has out. Alright. Overall though, this figure is amazing. Look at that hair. Look at that sculpt, man. That is truly something else. Alright? Super detailed. Just bulky and so cool, man. Alright. Yes, it does limit her head articulation. How can it not? But still, that looks damn cool. Alright. So, I'm really happy to actually finally open this figure. Okay? This is one of the coolest figures out of this wave. Alright? Spawn is cool. Look at this. As well, okay? She has the classic Spawn logo going down to her crotch. She has a boot with a bunch of spikes on it. And she has little high heels, little tiny high heels, which is decent. Okay. If you look, she also has a skull on her shoulder. Okay. This would, I guess it'd be a pauldron. Okay. And then she has some ammo, a strap of ammo. So, this figure's pretty cool. Alright. Simple design, but I like it. She's got spikes all around, all behind her arm here, which is pretty decent, you know. So, this figure comes with loads of accessories. Okay. I'm super happy that this figure is fine. I actually opened this figure. Okay. I like how she has this leather jacket-like thing that just goes to her chest. Okay. Kind of adds to her look. As well, this boot over here kind of reminds me of the old Spawn. So it's cool. I like her design. Okay, let's dive in and take a look at her articulation. So with her head, she's not going to get too much movement. She's hindered by this hair. So she can look forward a decent amount. Look at that. All the way down. She can look back this far. Okay, she can look side to side, 360. And she has a really great amount of tilt. Look at that. That is something else. Now it's hindered going to her left side by the hair, but overall it's good. Okay. For her shoulders, she doesn't have a butterfly joint, so it's just a hinge. Okay. But with that hinge, you can get 90 degrees. You can go forward, back, 360. All right. She has a bicep cut, which gives you the ability to rotate 360. A double jointed pinned elbow, which gives you the ability to go all the way up this far. And she has a McFarlane ball joint in her wrist, which is, you can barely see it. And it's so lodged so far into her arm that you can't even use it. You can't even bend her arm, her wrist. Okay, I'm afraid I'm going to break it if I move it anymore. Yep, definitely afraid I'm going to break it. Oh, okay, look at that. So instead of a ball joint, she has a hinge in her wrist, all right? As you can see, if you can see closely, there is the line where the hinge goes, so you can bend it forward and back. Forward this far, and back this far, which you can see it come out on the other side of her wrist. I don't know if you can take a look at that, but it's a hinge. All right, she's got a hinge in her wrist, which is pretty sweet. All right, she has a diaphragm cut right here, as you can see, which gives you the ability to hula hoop, go around all this movement. She can go forward this far, she can go back this far, and she can lean side to side. She has a cut at her waist, which is a ball joint, which gives you the ability to rotate 360 as well. And she can go forward and back and side to side. Okay. For her hips, she has the McFarlane ratchet joints, which gives her the ability to go a little over 45 degrees. She can kick forward this much, which is not much at all. She can kick back this much. And she has no rotation. She has double jointed knees. They're pinned, so they can go all the way back and touch her butt. Okay, and then she has, let's see if she has a hinge. I don't know if she has a ball joint or a hinge. I can't see it, so I'm going to guess it's a ball joint because that's what McFarlane usually does. So she can go back this far and then forward this far, and she has toe articulation. Overall, great figure. I don't have that many female McFarlane figures because he doesn't really release too many. So I'm really glad that we got this. Okay. Yeah. Super glad I got this. Now her legs, now look at that. That's like not right. Okay. That's like a broken leg. The leg doesn't move like that. So I'm interested to see that both of her legs bend at unnatural positions. So just gonna have to straighten them out. All right, dudes. Dudes and dudettes. Overall, this is a great figure. Now I'm gonna see if she can stand up. All right. All right, let's get her a weapon. What do we want to do? I want to give her this big sniper rifle. How am I going to fit this in her hand? So my hand is not working. I literally can't grip anything. So this is not working out in my favor. Hoot. Come on now. Get in there. All right, cool. Okay, let's get this going. All right. Sweet, man. Look at this. Just look at that, man. That looks so cool. All right. She spawned, definitely a great pickup. I'm going to give this thing an 8, 8.5 due to all the accessories. All right. And that hair. That's something else. Look at that. That looks cool. I love this figure. Can't get enough of it. Okay. Plus, I got a bunch of guns I can put with my other spawns. So I'm going to do that later. Okay. Let's put this figure on the side. Have her join her brothers in arms. Now, the thing is, with all the weapons, this thing is so top heavy. All right. Especially with her high heels, it's almost impossible to get her to stand when she's holding these weapons. So I don't know if I have to like put this weapon. I think this figure I might actually have to use a stand because I can't get this thing to stand worth crap. There we go. All right, it's up. Okay, last but not least, we have the big fella. All right. last but not least, we have Omega Spawn. All right. You serious? Almost fell out. Fuck. Damn it, dude. My hand is not working. Okay, so that's in. And is this in now? All right, here we are. We got Omega Spawn here. All right. As you can see, Spawn logo at the bottom. It says Omega Spawn. All right. On the side, same thing. Spawn logo. McFarlane Toys. On the back, you can see the picture where this comes from. All right. So this is Omega Spawn, all powered up. Okay. Now, I believe by the looks of this, this doesn't have the fur thing on his back. It has his actual the Spawn cape instead. So that's one thing that the figure differs from, the source material. Okay, I would have preferred if he had the red cape, but it is what it is. Okay, it's still a really great figure. Now on the side here, you're gonna see the same picture as on the back, just a close up. All right, so let's dive in and take a look at this figure out of the packaging, guys. Out. Oh my, look at this figure, dude. This is something else. Alright. This is a beast of a figure. Oh man, I'm so happy that I got a chance to open this for you guys. Oh, it's one of the coolest mega figs that McFarlane has made to date. I don't usually pick up mega figs, but when I saw this guy, I knew I had to get him. Okay, this guy is one of the coolest Spawn looks that I've ever seen. All right, I love the horns. Okay, now I wish he had the actual cape instead of this brown fur stuff, but the brown fur stuff looks pretty sweet as well. Okay, the sculpting is immaculate on this figure. His entire all his flesh is textured. There's little tiny spikes going everywhere. Okay, which is so cool. All right, this is a really, really badass version of Spawn. I'm so glad that I got a chance to pick him up. I like the red accents on his arms and his shins. Okay, it really makes the figure pop. All right, as well. Okay, the horns and the white on his face, classic Spawn look with his teeth. This is a really great look. Okay, I like it a lot. All right, so I don't really have too much to say about this figure. It just looks really badass. Okay, overall, really great addition to my Spawn shelf. I have to update my Spawn shelf now, and I'll post a video for you guys just to give you an update on my Spawn shelf because it's been growing, and Spawn's one of my favorite characters. Okay, this figure comes with no accessories. Okay, but with a mega fig like this, what other accessories do you need? Okay, let's dive in and take a look at the articulation now that we have the figure out. Okay, so in his head, okay, he has a ball joint, which gives him the ability. He can't really look side to side. He's extremely hindered by these horns. Okay, so he can look up a little bit, this much. And look down this much. And he can't go side to side, but he has a lot of tilt. Like a ridiculous amount of tilt. Exorcist amount of tilt. Okay. In his shoulders, he has a hinge. And he has the butterfly joint, the rounded cap that McFarlane usually puts in his figures. It can go up this far, a little more than 45, almost 90. He's getting hindered a bit by this spike here and this fur piece. Okay. He can go around and round. He can go forward this much. Okay. Again, he's getting hindered by this fur piece. He can go back this far. It's a decent amount. He has an upper bicep cut, which gives you the ability. Actually, no. He has no bicep cut. It's just an elbow, single jointed elbow, and you can pivot at that elbow. Okay. With these bulky mega figs, McFarlane has to sacrifice articulation for the sculpt. Okay, which I understand. He has a ball joint in his wrist. Okay, which gives you the ability to go forward this far, and it can go back this far. Okay. He has a diaphragm cut with a ball joint in it. I think it's a double ball peg, which gives him the ability to rotate this much. Okay, he can lean forward this much. He can lean back this much. He can lean side to side, and he can rotate 360. Okay, he has a double ball peg for his waist. He has a waist cut, which gives him the ability to rotate 360 like this. He can lean forward, utilizing both joints. He can lean back quite a bit. He can lean side to side. And yeah, you can get all the movement you need out of those two, which I really like how this Mega Fig has that extra bit of articulation. Okay, has that little extra bit. Okay, it doesn't break up the sculpt too much. Okay, but you can get a lot of dynamic movements out of this figure. Okay. For his hips, he has the McFarlane ratchet joints, which give you the ability to go around 45 degrees. All right, you can kick forward this much. You can kick back this much. And he has no rotation at his hips. He has a double jointed pin knee, which gives you the ability to kick all the way up like this. All right. And he has a hinge in his ankle, which gives you the ability to hinge forward this far. And then he can hinge back this far, which is a decent amount. And he can rotate at his ankle. He can rotate 360 side to side. He also has toe articulation. So that's really nice. Overall, this is a really great figure. All right, it has amazing articulation for the size, which is amazing. Okay, this figure is a great figure. I would give this probably like a 9 out of 10, simply because it is so has tons of articulation for the size. Okay, McFarlane did sacrifice a bit with the single jointed elbows, but you could still get all the movements that you need out of this figure. This is a great centerpiece for my Spawn shelf. So, well, everyone, that's it for the Spawn-A-Thon. Okay, thanks for joining me. It's good to be back. Keep your eyes out for more reviews that I'll be posting soon. Okay, the next season will be starting very soon. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 2 reviews a week for you. And yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for those reviews. I'll be coming out soon. It's been great to have you guys along with another episode of Action Figure This Out, live unboxing Spawn-A-Thon. Again, this is Herrick with Action Figure This Out. Thanks for joining me. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you like the videos you're seeing as well, feel free to hit that notification bell to be notified of those videos that I'll be coming out with. Again, this is Herrick with Action Figure This Out, signing off.